So, a couple of quick things. Number one, a young private walked outside of camp. While he's walking, he falls into a hole and injures his leg. And he starts calling out, "Help, help!" And his chaplain walks up, takes a look in the hole. And he goes, "Son, I haven't seen you in church. You need to get right with God, and He's going to help you get out of the hole." The private looks around and is like, I don't know about you, but I think that's happened to me at least once in my lifetime. Maybe twice. A little time goes by and his captain walks by. And he goes, "Oh my goodness, you're such an embarrassment. Who's your squad leader? Why haven't you worked on your PT? Why haven't you worked on your rope climbing? Why are you still stuck in this hole? I'm going to find out who it is, and we're going to get you some more training." I don't know about you, but I can recall hearing from leadership, things like that. Then a sergeant walks by. He assesses the situation. And he jumps into the hole with him. And the private goes, "What are you doing?" So as the private's taking care of his injuries, the sergeant says, "Son, I've been here. I've been in the hole. I know how to climb out. I know where the footholds are. I know where the handholds are. Just follow me. I will help you." In a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Wounded Warrior Project. It's warriors jumping into the hole with other warriors, helping them get out of the hole. My story is very similar than many of yours. Out of high school, I joined the Marine Corps. Did 10 years. I did Desert Storm. I did Somalia. And when Bill Clinton said, "Hey, do you want to leave?" I was like, see you. I'd already served. I had done my wartime time. I had done my pit for country. So it's like, okay. Then 9/11 hit. And I was like, "You're going to attack us in our country." So, within a week, I was up at the Marine Corps recruiter's office. And I was like, "Hey, Sergeant Hanson here. I really want to resign." And the guy took a look at me and he goes, "Sergeant Hanson, I really appreciate you, big guy. But we are looking for 18 and 19-year-old guys. We are not looking for 35, 36-year-old retreads. So, thank you so much for your service before. Here's a nice little pat on the back here. Take a sticker, and along you go." And as I'm walking out the door, the recruiter from the California National Guard says, "Hey, Big Sarge, come on over and join the dark side." So, that's where, if some people have seen some of the videos I've done for Wounded Warrior Project, you see Big Sarge, that's where the nickname comes from. It kind of stuck. I don't know why, but it just kind of stuck. Like many of you, I did multiple tours in Iraq, in Egypt, in Afghanistan, and other places. My last tour ended up with a couple of IED explosions, a couple of bullet holes, all the same thing that everybody else has. And I got through it like a lot of other people. I started taking pain pills. And then more pain pills. And then mixing that pain pill with some good alcohol. And I don't know about you, But that set me on a journey of up and down and up and down. I went to my VA counselor at that time because I thought that's what we're supposed to do. And he's like, you're going to be okay. Just ride it out. Take the pills. So I took the pills and I sunk into my couch. And I started watching different TV and I turned off my life. And I started eating a lot. And I went from Big Sarge to Bigger Sarge. And even Bigger Sarge. And then one day, I had an incident with my youngest daughter. She was elementary school aged. And she did something, dropped something that, in light of everything, doesn't mean anything. But when you're in that moment, when you've been taking pain pills, when you've been drinking, I screamed and yelled at her. Now, I'm a bigger guy, yelling at my elementary age daughter. And she did something miraculous. She didn't shrink back. She didn't run away. She just kind of looked at me with her big brown eyes and said, Daddy, what's the matter? You're not you. She reached up and touched my face. And of course, this Marine started bawling like a little baby. So I said, I'm going to do everything in my strength, everything possible to be the best daddy to that girl and to my other daughters. So the next morning, I go on Google and start looking up every single veteran organization. And I'm sure this has happened to many other people. You get voicemail. And then you get voicemail. And then you get voicemail. So after calling everybody, put my phone down, and I sat there and go, now what? And you wait. 17 minutes later, I got a phone call from Wounded Warrior Project. Actually met with the outreach counselor. And sitting down talking to him, he goes, you're a physical guy. You used to be a college wrestler. You were in the Marines. You did all this stuff physically. You need to be doing something physical with your life. Have you ever heard about the soldier ride? How many of you have done a soldier ride? If you haven't had the opportunity, you want to go do a soldier ride. So I was like, he goes, are you doing anything next week? I'm like, no. He goes, it's just easy. It's riding a bike. So, fly down to Phoenix. They fly me down to Phoenix. And I met with several guys who have become my lifelong friends. Other warriors. You know why? Because they showed up. And they were willing to talk. You showing up here tonight and willing to share your story, willing to talk to other warriors, you have no idea the impact that you're going to have on people's lives. So from there, I realized some of the things that I needed to do was to go back to my roots and help people and coach. So I started helping people who had been injured. I had been injured. So it was not only helping them, but it was also helping me. I started slimming down, I started doing things. Started helping other warriors. We did a couple of crazy things called the Spartan Race. We did a soldier ride where we did a century bike ride over Lake Tahoe. We did another century bike ride down Highway 1 in California. The idea was that we were trying to push other veterans to find their limitations. And I would love to say that everything became tea and cookies. But we know that that's not life. That is not life. So about 6 years ago, my wife died of cancer. And I hit a wall. The next week, my job at the time is I was a high school wrestling coach and I was a probation officer for a high school. So if your son or daughter decided to miss school, my job was to go, hey, gotta get your boy into school. That was my job. I would help set up plans for them. The school district cut the jobs. So out here I am now without work, and my wife just passed away. And I have, at that time, 4 daughters. What am I going to do? I called up those warriors who I went on the soldier ride with, and I talked to them. There's a lot of times you see the logo, you're the warrior on the bottom helping someone, and there's times when you need to be the warrior on the top, where you need help. I have been both multiple times in my life. I talked to them. One of them suggested that I talk to the Warriors to Work person. So I gave them a call. Talked to them and they said, let's give you a test. I don't know if you've ever taken this assessment test, but basically it lets you know with your personality, with your skill set, with what you are and what you have done, this is going to be the best 3 job options for you. And one of them was rehabilitation specialist and personal trainer. I was like, okay, cool. It keeps me going forward with my own fitness journey. So, I met with the person. They got me an interview. I sat down twice with them. They walked me through the different ways to interview, the way to talk to prospective people. They went through my resume, making sure everything was right. And they even got me a suit jacket that fit my shoulders. Which, is important. And I got a job working for Lifetime Fitness. So that's what I do now, is I get the opportunity to help broken people. If some of you have seen the videos I've done for Wounded Warrior Project in the past, that's what I've been doing since 2015. Helping work with wounded people, helping work with broken people. One of the guys who I work with, actually this morning, he's a Vietnam vet. He's had 3 strokes. Got the opportunity to help him retrain how to walk. And then today, I said, today's going to be our challenge day. And he flipped the tire. So the idea of giving someone a challenge has always been part of my mantra as a trainer and as a coach. There are several of you who are probably going, hey, I'm in a similar situation. We got our benefits person here. We got the Warriors to Work person here. Go talk to them. They will help change your lives. After getting this job, I started realizing, hey, I need to work on me. But I'm a now single dad of daughters who has things like proms and high school and boys to deal with. I don't have time to go looking for different things. How many of you have ever called the Resource Center for Wounded Warrior Project? Is anybody? All right. I called and I said, hey, I need to talk to someone who has dealt with military trauma. Who has PTSD, who has TBI. and who's also can handle the fact that his wife just died, and is going to help him walk me through it. Oh, and a caveat, they should be able to take my insurance, which you know is not always able to happen. 5 days later, I get a phone call. Okay, we have an appointment set up for you at this time. This person's within 10 miles of your house. He will be able to do all the things that you need. If you haven't used the facilities that Wounded Warrior Project has, I implore you to reach out and talk to them. They are here for you. All the donor dollars that people do, that when we go and you see the commercials, you see the things, that money is to help you change the trajectory of your life. And it can. And it can, and it did for me. Because of that, I was able to work with someone. I talked to him for 2 years. I was able to work through a lot of my issues. And then God brought another person into my life, Kim, the pretty lady in the black over here, taking the video of the talk. Brought her into my life. Brought 2 more girls into my life. So now I have 6 girls.
Yeah.
And a granddaughter. And God goes, you know what? You need someone to play with. So God has a sense of humor. Okay, by the way, this is a side. If you ever go to the VA and you get a vasectomy, make sure they do it right. Because now I have a 2-year-old baby boy. So now I got a boy. I'm 56 with a 2-year-old. But he is the joy of my life, and actually it's been helping to merge both families together. Because all 6 girls love on him. And so, that's been a blessing. One of the things that I've been able to do is I've helped some of the PH&W people, that's physical health and wellness people. I've given a couple of speeches and a couple of talks at some of their events, trained some things. My own personal training has kept going forward. Because, I don't know about you, I need it. For my own anxiety, my own recovery. I still need to have a goal. I still need to have something. So, one of the things I've done is, like I said, we've done 100-mile century rides. I've done some CrossFit events. This past 2 years, I've done strongman. It's because I'm not running anymore. Of course, when I run, I only run when I'm chased. And it's got to be really big than me. So, this past year, actually before Thanksgiving, I competed in nationals for old guys, over 50, and took 3rd in the nation. And that's from the fact that I started all the way back those years doing that physical thing, doing that soldier ride, started my journey towards this. You have no idea who you're going to meet, how your life's trajectory is going to change. Some people, I would love to say that everything's going to be positive. It's not. But you know what? You're going to meet people who are going to help you in the future. Stay active in Wounded Warrior Project. Reach out to your people. If anybody ever needs something, we just moved here to the Dallas-Fort Worth area during the pandemic. I was out in California. I escaped the crazy place. Okay? We got here. We moved here. If anybody here ever needs any help, we'd love to help you out. I'd love to be able to point you in the direction of other people who'd love to help you out. Because that's the heart of Wounded Warrior Project. Thank you so very much for your time. And all right.